see. My bangs are doing whatever they're going to do today. Curls be curling. A little pause. Good morning. How are you guys? Happy Friday. It's Friday. I can't believe it's the 7th already. I told you. November is one of those months that are sneaky because October, I feel like it takes forever. So when November actually happens, you're like, it goes by too fast. Good morning. Let's see. Oh, that's perfect. I'm making a strap real quick. So yesterday I started. So I told you guys I have a commission bag. I'm going to show you guys the bag. I didn't get to show you guys the actual bag that the person gave me. So the person, like, we were going back and forth and she was giving me the dimensions. She took pictures of the bag, and that's usually what I asked for. But the bag looked interesting in photos. She did put a ruler, like, the measuring tapes when you do home projects. And I know I can go off of that because, like, I'll start, like, using my imagination and going off of that. But I was like, yeah, I need the bag. So she sent the bag, and the kids got sick with the flu, and I was taking care of them, and Kendall then got sick. And so finally, when I opened up the box and I seen the bag, I was like, it's what I thought it was. So I started measuring and kind of looking, like, exploring the bag. The bag is in really rough conditions, so I'm going to show you the bag. And then, so yesterday I was like, I need to start making this bag. Generally, a custom bag doesn't take me very long, especially if I'm not making pattern pieces. If it's just math in my head, hear me out. So if the bag has no curved edges and it's all rectangles and squares, then it's just math in my head and I can just put pieces together, and it's easy for me that way. Um and and so it was like that for me. I just needed to see, like, inside the bag and see where she wanted it different. So she wanted it like a half an inch wider, and she wanted certain things off the bag that was on it. And her main thing that she wanted on the bag was it for the bag to remain light. Good morning. I know it's really racing to the end of the year. So remember when I tell you, my friends, that I keep saying stable bags, these really structured bags that have Decovil heavy and light, sometimes they can be extremely heavy on their own without anything in it. That, again, here goes another client that I have, like, I want the bag to be light. So on the bottom of the bag, I use Lazy Girl Sew, which, like I showed you guys yesterday, you can, like, flick that stuff up in the air with just 2 fingers. It's extremely light on the bottom. And I use duck canvas all over the bag for the exterior. And I only lined the exterior panels with, like, a woven interface. Does this have a name? It does not have a name. It's a thicker woven interface. It's khaki color. It has really good glue. I think I got it from Cereal Bag Maker. A woven interface, and that's it. I interfaced it because this is going to be the exterior of the bag. The duck canvas is this blue. I know. I need Black Friday sale money. Okay, so I know. Did you guys see that Lauren's scissors, the Kai scissors, are back? That is on my Christmas list. I want, like, all. She has, like, a set. I want the set, but not the black one. I want, like, the berry one because I'm different. Good morning. Um, so I'm gonna show you the bag. All right. So I met her at a convention and I was selling bags. She bought my, remember the beautiful the corduroy Han Solo bag? She's the owner of that. So again, hear me and hear me very well. I don't know. I make bags. I don't sell products. I don't sell hardware. I don't sell thread. I don't sell anything. I only sell myself. So I sell Patreon and I do YouTube, but I am a person that sells bags actively on Instagram, on Etsy, in person. So I can give you an insight about how to do customer service and how to have repeat customers. And I can give you real testimonies where like, hey, go to this website and you'll see people saying, hey, this is my 8th bag that I bought from Shinova. So I'm not trying to be boastful. I'm trying to give you factual informations about how to keep and retain customers. So when you sell a bag to someone, you're not like, yeah, wham, damn, thank you, ma'am. Like you want to keep them and talk to them. I treat every person like I would treat you in if I meet you in real life. I treat you with kindness and respect, and I'm genuinely happy to meet you, and I would like to keep you in my life because life is short and friends are hard to find. So I when she bought the bag, she reached out to me and she was like, hey, look at these pictures that everyone stopped me for my bag. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you for the pictures. You look amazing in it. And she was like, hey, can you make computer bags? And I'm like, yeah, I could definitely make computer bags. And we start talking back and forth. Okay. So don't make fun of her bag. Okay. I mean, you can say it in your head, just don't say it out loud. Okay. So, hi. This was her bag. She had cargo pockets, but they weighed her down, and so she ripped them out. Inside here, she had straps. She did not like them, so she ripped them out. So she wrote her name on here. This is not her logo. So inside her bag, she had hidden compartments. So I like to work in batches, so I did the exterior first yesterday. Oh, yeah. Let me show you this. It has drink holders, but these are not functional. These are not functional. Even with nothing in the bag, they're just really not functional. So we chose blue. I got duck canvas, and she has her hidden compartments with the magnets. I understitched it so it has that nice crisp look, but there's no top stitching. So she has one of her logos right here because she's a writer. She has her signature right here. And then she has functional pockets. And she has, again, the same thing on the back. It's wider by about a half of an inch, maybe even closer to more 3/4 of an 5/8 of an inch. And her handle, the connectors for her hardware, for her adjusters are going to be onto the bag. And they're not only stitched very neatly, but they're riveted in place. Her connectors here are on top of the bag, and as you could tell, they've deteriorated over time because when you have them in the seam allowance, you're pulling on the seam allowance. Over time, it's going to pull on the bag, and the more weight you have, it's going to hit that seam different. So there were no pattern pieces. I just went ham. I was going to go live and sew it up with you guys yesterday, but I don't know why I didn't. So I did the bottom of the bag too. And I put she wanted bag feet because she does put her computer down on a lot of places. Once I do the interior today, I'm going to have my husband, he's the best lint roller in the world. I am subpar. He's going to lint roll, and then I'm going to put a fabric protector on the outside of this bag, and then let that cure for overnight. And so that way it can have an extra layer of protect. Duck canvas is pretty resilient. It like the water beads up and rolls off, but I'm going to put an extra layer of protection so that way it can be even more protected. This bag closes up with a magnetic snap. It has like a fancy magnet here. I'm going to use a riveted one because I do have I lasered her emblems on here, so it doesn't need anything else. I want her logos and her signature to shine throughout this bag. So on the inside of the bag, it's rough. So she has a center divider pocket, and there's just a zipper, and then she has like this kind of, you know, like cargo pocket. So I'm doing the similar style exactly like this, but I'm doing it in a blue ripstop. And the back of this pocket where this zipper is, I'm going to be adding, it's way over there. I'll show you guys tomorrow. I'm adding this really cool mesh that it will help protect the computer. So if her computer goes in between the center divider and this slip pocket, it will help with any reverberations if she bangs against it or anything. So I'm adding another feature to this that will be able to assist her, and she still gets that slippery resistance. A lot of people, when they get the computer bag, they want something slippery, but they don't want something stiff like water resistant canvas. They want something slippery like ripstop. So because I'm working with lighter fabric, I am on my 5550, which you see me, if you were watching the beginning, I am sewing up the crossbody strap, and I'm having fun with this because I love this little machine. Now for like the final construction parts, I'm sewing on my 50. This is the reason why, because I would have to try to set up my phone and my tablet in 2 different locations and film and go bounce back and forth, and then bring my laptop so I can see you guys, which would have been interesting. I'm doing like the final construction with my 1541 from Juki, because it has a thicker thread. So I just want it to last, because you can see how that bag is kind of deteriorating. So I want to make sure that I'm not only doing 1 row of stitching, but I'm doing another row of stitching right by it. I gave myself a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, so I'm doing a scant 3/8 of an inch within that seam allowance, so that way there's 2 rows of stitching. Because it is a cotton material, I can get away with that. It's not vinyl, it's not water resistant canvas, so I can't profreate it. It's going to be able to work, and this will help reinforce that stitch. I'm going inside, I am making sure that I am ironing all the seams open. And again, because it's cotton, I can do all this. And it's making sure that everything will be able to hold down this bag, and she can have this bag for years. That's the most important part. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm now in my head, I'm calculating all the math to do the interior, and I'm actually quite excited to do this, because I think I should be done today, and I could probably ship it out today or tomorrow, and then I can start working on the Belmont bag, cutting it out so that way I can finish it up this weekend as well. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, please, please, please do the thumbs up. Why was I trying to drink this right now? You would be seeing me call poison control live. So, yeah, this one I really like, because the fabric protector is also UV protection. Duck canvas, it's kind of like, if you ever seen duck canvas on the umbrellas at the beach, if they're in the sun a lot, they do get discolored really fast. So if you do make a duck canvas bag, I do recommend you to put some kind of protection on it, and look for one that does have UV protection, something similar to that you would do for your face or your hands, because I don't know what it is about duck canvas. It like bleaches lighter from the sun. So I do definitely put a coat of that, and I like try to put it out there and then try to keep it in a well ventilated place. I like to do it outside, but if it's like in the summertime and there's a lot of gnats, mosquitoes, and bugs, if they fly on it, there's a high probability they can stick or leave little like prints on the bag. So I would tell people to spray it in their garage, and like leave it in their garage hanging up on like a beam or something. Or if you have a basement, spray it outside and then bring it into your basement and have it on a hanger, hanging on a beam, somewhere where nothing can get to it and distort the fabric thing while it dries. And it also allows it to air out. So if you give it to your person, they're like, "Oh, thank you for my bag. It smells like bug spray." So, it's a really good feature to also tell them, say, "Hey, I'm mailing you out your bag, and for an extra thank you, I did put UV protection and spill resistant protection on it. And if you need it again within the next 6 months to 12 months, reach out to me and we can either meet up or you can ship me your bag and I can put another layer on it for an additional cost or whatever. And it keeps you guys in the loop. And if she needs something else, whether it is for a birthday gift for someone else, or she's like, hey, I really like my bag, can you make me a wallet? Or hey, I'm about to go on a trip and we're going backpacking, do you know how to make backpacks? Keeping people in the loop and having that that open line of communication. And there's a chance that you guys need to communicate again because of something like this, keeps you having customers. So yeah. So when I get off of here, I don't know if any of you guys got notification from Shannon from Not a Thread Coach. She went on live, like, I don't know if it was last Thursday. She has a podcast called Splitting Seams, which is, I think that's the cutest name. I'm a sucker for a cute name. Where she interviews people and they talk about, like, it's supposed to be like a raw, real conversation about, so the sewing industry, like the good stuff, but the not so good stuff that everyone doesn't want to talk about, they want to avoid, which I feel like it needs to have it. I'm gonna watch that as soon as I get off here. I think it's really good because sometimes I think we can like candy coat everything and be like everything's sunshine and lollipops, and really there's some fireballs in there that nobody's talking about that is annihilating the community. So I am like really excited to go watch that. As soon as I get off here, I'm going to make my coffee, I'm going to finish my strap, and then watch that. I'm really curious. And I think her haircut looks so adorable on her. So I seen like the thumbnail, and Lauren looks beautiful, Shannon looks beautiful, and I'm like, I can't wait to hear what they have to say. And I feel really blessed that I'm fortunate to call both these people my friends, and I've like met both of them in person, and they're both are what they are online. So if you haven't had the opportunity to meet both of them, they're exactly who they are online. They're both very genuine people, and very caring, and they each have a different sense of humor. Shannon is super funny. Like, she's funny. So, and I got to meet them also both together at the first Wizardry Stitchery that I got to work at. And they're good people. And I just think that I can't wait to watch that. The first one, and see who else she has. I know she also said that she's going to have someone that is in accounting, and I think everyone needs to watch this. One thing I noticed in the sewing community, I hear a lot of people talking about, oh, you can write this off for your business, and these are no. No. In my Patreon group this year, I had guest speakers. I had guest speakers almost every month except the couple months when my mom passed away and I had a handle business. And my Patreon people were very kind and considerate, and they knew that I couldn't really function to do guest speakers. But I had a lot of different people on here, from people that could teach you how to organize things and work out how much you should charge for your bag. I had a guest speaker that is a designer, and they're a mogul in our a mogul in our community, but a lot of people are not aware that they're also an accountant. And she broke down what is considered a hobby and what is considered a business, and when does the IRS start coming after you when you are always in the negative as a business. And that was one of my favorite. Yeah, Not a Threat Coder, Shannon. Yes, that was one of my favorite interviews because I felt like it's a lot of people need to hear about that, because when I started a business, that was what I was afraid of. But I feel like I see a lot of things and I'm like, why are you guys saying you can write something off if you're not a business? Like, I feel like you could tell the real MVPs in business, because we're all like, I don't want to do bookkeeping right now, because we're getting to the end when we have to start giving everything to our taxes, our accountants. It's the end of the beginning. Like, it is not fun. Okay. So, it's so like no one's like, yeah. No. So like for me, I had a lot of great interviews and I had a lot of just fun ones. So Oh, there's no that was for Patreon. You have to be a part of Patreon for that one. I can give you a link to Patreon where you can join and you can see all the past interviews, but if you're not a part of Patreon, you won't be able to see that interview. If you don't want to be part of Patreon, which is perfectly fine, then you can definitely wait until Shannon, because Shannon has a lot of things lined up, and she in on her Thursday, like her Thursday, I was gonna say podcast, but it wasn't podcast. On her Thursday live, she went and she said that her personal accountant, which she really trusts, and is going to break down accounting information. So you'll be able to get accounting information from her podcast, which I think is very, very prevalent and very, very relevant, relevant, and needs to be talked about more in our community. Um, it needs to be talked about more because it's you can get yourself in worlds of trouble, and I think we kind of seen a lot of businesses kind of fall off, and I think sometimes it's not that they are not making money. I think sometimes it's because maybe there's financial things behind the scenes that we don't know about, and the IRS is something you don't want to play with. They mm-mm, mm-mm. Yep. Yes, and the thing is the IRS is someone you don't want to play with, and it's very important to have like a CPA. So like a good CPA. So again, watch Shannon. Hey Shannon, what's up, girl? Watch Shannon's podcast. She said that she's going to have an accountant on there. And I think like this podcast is very important because of that. Yeah, the interview that I had for me with like with a friend that was a CPA, it's on my Patreon. So for me, every year I do a different theme for my Patreon. One year I had Camp Novi where they were getting badges for learning new techniques. This year was interviews to help them or whoever in my group elevate to the next level, whether they want to be a pattern designer, a YouTuber, whether they wanted to create their own business, whether they want to do whatever they want to do. I want to be able to help them. People go on Patreon because they want to learn exclusively from me different things, possibly more about my modification styles, about how I sell different things, whatever they want from me. So I thought this year would be the year that I give them full access to anything that I could possibly do. And I'm very fortunate and very blessed to have really great friends that are so talented in so many different things. So it was really interesting. I interviewed my friends for things that I think my Patreon people did not know that my friends were qualified above and beyond. All my friends are qualified for many things, but I think they would think that I would interview them for, like, the main thing they're known for, but it was the opposite thing that we were interviewing for. I see my friends for what they are, what the world sees them, but I see something different and special. I don't know. But accounting was one of them, and it was the person that I got is that's not what they're known for. So, they have their own empire. They have a whole bag design collections, they have hardware, they have videos, they have classes, they hold retreats. But I knew that are an accountant and they know their stuff. And I felt like that was a very important lesson for people to know. There was another person, they have their own empire too. They've been in the bag, they're like a pioneer of the bag game. And I wanted them to tell you guys about cork and how to not be afraid to do big, bold prints on small bags. And they learned from that. So, like, I don't know. I'm weird like that. So, um, yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah, if you follow my YouTube, if you follow me on Patreon, then you are aware of it. If you're not a part of Patreon, then you're more than welcome to join. So, I will start finishing up this. I'm gonna start finishing up this. Hold on, let's see. You guys are off. Okay. All right. I'm gonna start finish. The phone was like this. I'm gonna start finishing up this beautiful bag, and hopefully on Sunday I could show it to you. But if not, I'll take pictures and then I'll post it on the YouTube community page. Sometimes you guys get those and sometimes you don't. I don't know why. And then I'll show pictures of it, and then like I'll show pictures of what it looks like before and after I spray the fabric protector. This one's my favorite one, but I think it comes from Canada. I love Canadian products. Stupid tariffs. And the other one I like comes from Tandy Leather, but this one specifically talks about UV protection on cotton. This is the one that I use when I have any when I'm using any cotton wovens for that have any of my like favorite fabrics as well. This is my favorite one. So hey Lynette. So I'm going to I'm going to try to finish that. I'll take pictures of everything. If I send it off tomorrow, because tomorrow's sleep-in Saturday, you know what's up. The name of the spray is Fabric Protect, and you can tell it's also says it in French because it's a Canadian product and it's extremely dangerous. Look at all the warnings. They have like this whole right here is all warnings. um and the back it says fabric shield. I I would get it from there's like a way whack for fabric plate for in Canada that does it for corsets. I buy a lot of stuff from like if you find a corset manufacturer like that that does rivets, boning, coutil, and all that stuff like that, they usually have really good fabric protectors. There's also corset places like in Philadelphia. They have really good fabrics. Because they do stuff for cosplays or people that do reenactments, and they usually have really awesome rivets, grommets, all that stuff. And they usually have really great fabric protectors. And I know this because I make corsets. One day I will do a captain's log and I'll have all my mannequins behind me with the mini corsets I have. My Doctor Who, my Queen of Hearts, all of that. Maybe one day I'll do one month I'll do a thing where we can break down and make a simple corset. I am freakishly good at those. Okay. So I come from a garment background. If you find a place that makes corsets or reenactment pieces, you found a treasure trove because they usually have some of the best fabrics you've ever seen, as well as they have some of the best hardware, as some of the best like if you were into steampunk, you're missing out. Like, and they have really great patterns, like hat patterns, and sometimes they have some really cool bag patterns from designers that you have no idea who they are. Like they'll have like cool bag patterns to reenact like 18th century or steampunk or like whatever, and they'll have really good fabric protectors as well. There's a really good one in Philadelphia. I forgot that the name doesn't spring to mind right away, but that is a treasure trove that if you find them, they're usually online. They don't usually have a brick and mortar, but they're amazing. So the name of the spray is called Fabric Protect, and there's not like just Fabric Protect, and the Protect has the world in it. Yeah, and then on the MSRP sticker, it says Fabric Shield, and it comes from Canada. I can definitely tell you this one comes from Canada because I got my coutil there. So, because I'm thinking about making a corset for AwesomeCon. So that they were the only one that had the coutil that I liked. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope everyone has a really good day. Tomorrow's sleep-in Saturday. I'll see you on Sunday. Everyone have a really great week, okay? All right. I'll talk to you later.